There are different trips, okay? But it depends on what you want to see and the spots that are famous for pictures. See? And the treasury. We are now on the visitors. The treasury, just the treasury, this one. Just give me a second, I'll get the map. Just a second. Proceed down, we can go inside the Street of Versailles, we can see the caves. So we have the chance to go inside, see more details of them. We walk a bit to see the view of the theater, then you can go back. There is a club car, electric car, that can take you back to the visitor center if you want. Okay? If you don't want to walk that much, especially under the heat. All good? I'm ready to do whatever you want. Are we? You have any question, guys? Okay, yeah. You got the tickets with you? أنا ما أتعرف عليك أنا خير نعم أنا فاهم. To buy souvenirs, ride animals, do different activities, and sometimes people who visit here they find it a bit bothering, but this is how it works. I don't want you to feel that I'm pushing you to do something, but I have to offer you at the end because I have to stay neutral if you need. There is a trick. If you feel like you want something, for sure you can go for it. But if you simply say no. We'll take it easy. For me, the main highlight and the super important is the children. You walk a bit down and then we go back. It's starting to get warm. You can feel it, I think. So we'll try to we'll take our normal pace, enjoy the examinations. We'll find good shady spots, pictures and rest, and then we'll have a little free time. In 6 hours we'll be done. So well, the site here, as you know guys, is called Petra, and Petra is a Greek word that means rocks. The name is descended from the nature of the site. Wherever you look, you see rocks. And the site has been inhabited since the Stone Age. But it started to come into prominence since the Nabateans. The Nabateans, they were a group of nomadic tribes, Bedouins, and they used to live around the Arabian Peninsula that we know nowadays as the land of Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, and those places. The Nabateans, they were traders, herders, raiders. They used to import and export a lot of things, like frankincense and myrrh. Do you know frankincense? Bakhur, myrrh, frankincense.
Okay. Yeah,
it's the incense that they burn in the church. So the Nabateans, they used to deal with it. And 1 gram of it was 2 grams of gold at that time. Okay? They brought silk from China, spices from India, and many things from all around the world. 312 before Christ, they decided to settle so they can change their lifestyle. and they were looking for a place. They chose Petra for 3 main reasons. The first reason is the location, because Petra has a strategic location in the center of the trade routes. We're not far from Egypt, Saudi, Syria, Palestine. We're in the middle. The second reason is the natural fortification of the place. The site is surrounded with huge mountains, and the only way in and out was that narrow gorge between the rocks, the Sikh, the one that we will go through in a few minutes.
Okay.
The last reason was the availability of water springs, because without water they couldn't survive. We still have some of those springs they used 2,000 years ago, and they are still running until the moment because the locals are still, in fact, use them. So they came here, they built houses, temples, public areas, markets. They carved houses out of the rocks, they carved tombs out of the rocks as well, and then they started to expand their authorities. They reached the rest of Jordan, some parts of Syria, Palestine, Saudi, and Petra became the capital city of this huge kingdom. The ruling system for the Nabateans was monarchy. They had a king and a queen, and the society was stratified between upper class, middle class, but no low class. So they didn't have slaves, they didn't have servants, but they had workers, people who worked for money.
Okay.
And they were classified as middle class. The Nabateans had the control over the place from 312 BC until 106 AD, and then the Romans came, Byzantines, Crusaders, even the locals. They lived inside the caves until 1985. 1985 was the time when Petra was chosen to be one of the UNESCO sites. So since then, no one is allowed to live within the place. They would move to a village not far from here, 5-10 minutes drive, where they can have houses, schools, hospitals, and everything. And the most important period throughout the history of Petra was during the time of the Nabateans, because they were the ones who carved and built most of the monuments here. 7th of July 2007, Petra became one of the world's new 7 wonders.
Wow.
That's in general the history of Petra. By reaching the Sikh, there is a good spot where you can just walk.
Pagbalik na.
The genie box. Genie is like genies of Aladdin, genie in the lamp. When the local people they were living here, they thought the place was built by the genies. And when they were living here, they heard some sound produced by the wind. And they thought that this was the sound of the genies who are jailed inside those cubes. And that's why they're called the genie box. But in fact, they have nothing to do with the genies. They are tombs dated back to the 1st century BC. First one, second one, tombs at the bottom. While the last one, the tomb was in the top, and they were covered with a plaster to protect them from wind and rain. Also, they were decorated. You can see the pillars on the first one. And all around the site, we have 27 genie blocks, but none of them has anything to do with the genies. They are all tombs.
العرب والأنباط كل الناس اللي عايشين في آمنوا بالحياة ما بعد الموت في جنة وفي نار عشان هيك القرآن الكريم لما قال له
Well, sometimes, guys, when you see pictures of Petra and the other big or huge facades, you start wondering how they could make such a huge facade without having any of the equipment that we have nowadays. The secret is so simple. If you look over there, there is a crack in the rock and there is a small plant growing out of it. See it? Right below the plant, you can see V-shaped steps. You see them?
Yes.
That's an unfinished facade, unfinished tomb, and it's supposed to look like the one on the right, but they didn't finish it, and that's how we knew how they carved them. They just go from top to bottom using their chisels and hammers, and whenever they finish the outside, they start digging the inner chamber. And most of the times, if not always, caves that have decorations on the outside, they're tombs. Caves that do not have any decorations on the outside, they're houses. Amazing, lovely. Would you like living in such a cave or trying the experience?
It depends.
Actually, they're so nice. The local people lived inside them for a long time. During winter, they're warm. During summer, they're cool, and they are well protected because the walls are so thick. If you look up there, you see those two black lines? That's one of the very rare writings we found. That's bilingual, 2 languages. The first 3 lines, that's Aramaic, and that was the language of the Nabateans. The last 2 lines, that's a Greek. And Greek at that time was more like English nowadays. Everyone can understand it. So the Nabateans wrote it to make sure everyone understands it. And that writing talks about the tomb on the other side. It mentions the names of the people who were buried inside, in addition to curses and fines on anyone who misuses the tomb, because those tombs were provided with a lot of expensive objects, gold, jewelry, clothes, and weapons, and many stuff. So that's why they wrote that writing here, to tell information about the tomb on the other side. By the way, that's what there is a good one for pictures, especially because there are no people in the background. Do you want to give it a try, guys?
Yes.
Before the horses and people come.
Try.
Which one do you want to use?
This one.
Because it's very hot. So,
May I? Okay. هلا كيفك يا حمص؟ مبارك. Okay. Can you say Fadi? Fadi.
Mama.
واحد رجع عن اخت اليهود هاند اب يس عليه از ديانا جون تقول نظر هم ولا لي مثلا نظر فيديو ولا يعني قول فيديو يعني ما مدام يا الله من ورا ولا من قدام؟ زي من قدام حقها انا قدام
Yeah.
Showing everything, the water will come from the top of the mountain and go all the way down through the tunnel. By the end of the tunnel, there is a big water tank where the Nabateans can collect the water so they can make a use of it. Plus, they can keep the city open all around the year. And nowadays, we still use the same system, still functioning. All what we need to do is just a regular cleaning for it from the stone to the sand, and then it's open all around the year. Down and seek its shady, so let us Hi.
yan na ba yung entrance?
Yes. Yun yung entrance. Yun yung butong bigyan ng madami. Yung outside. Yes. Yan na yun.
ولك يلا
What you see here is called the Siq, S-I-Q. It means a narrow gorge and narrow canyon between the rocks. The Siq is a natural crack resulted due to the earthquakes that hit the place millions of years ago. Some parts were widened by the Nabateans to make it fit for the people who passed through it. So whenever you see lines like those on the other side, that means that spot was narrow and it has to be widened in order to be able to move through the sea. They added 2 water channels. This is the one of them. Supply the city with water. You'll see another one on the right. As I told you earlier, that the city is surrounded with huge mountains from all the sides, but the Nabateans wanted to increase the safety of it. How so? By building a gate and an arch. If you look up here, can you see the stones? Those were the remains of the original arch, and there was a gate here. No one can go in or out without the permission of the Nabateans. The Siq is around 1.2 kilometers, and the highest spot is around 9 kilometers. Let's go in the middle here.
Lahat mabilisan dito.
Pwede lalakad lang.
First picture them.
كان لازم يعملوا طبقة عازلة. طلعوا على الكرام بتشوفوا هاي الطبقة العازلة اللي زي السنين عشان يمنع تسرب المياه داخل الصخر الرملي. هلا طول ما المي تتحرك تبعت المطر داخل الصخر الرملي بتتحرك مع شيء اسمه المعادن اللي ربنا خلقها من الطبيعة. وهي المعادن. كل معدن من هاي المعادن له لون. شو لون الحديد؟
One down. One side.
They have a show called Petra by Night Show. During that show, they would canyons on both sides of the sea, all the way down to the treasury. By the treasury, they have 3-dimension design in lighting system. They will put it on the treasury. This one will different kinds of shapes to show you how the treasury is. The carpet and the 2 treasuries. والله ماني قاعد.
هلا في هناك ليش مو قاعد؟
Unan mo nga ba puntang ganun?
There's a guy back there.
Our tour guide. Sabi mo, hindi ako magdala tayo.
ففي بالسيك الوضع الإضاءة أو الإضاءة لاحظ الحجر اللي فوق فربطوها في Sometimes they call Petra the red rose city. It's all because of these colors here. You like makeup? Can you come closer? You can just rub the tip of your finger here. You can see a nice here. See? Yes. You can use it as eyeshadow, nail polish, blush, lipstick, whatever you want. But can you guess what is it, guys? You have any idea what it is? Like a makeup.
Makeup?
Yes.
Mm.
Eyeshadow and a blush.
Blush on.
And it's waterproof. But you didn't answer me.
What?
What it is? What is it?
is it?
Yes. What do you think? What do you think?
If I guess on a price,
Iron. This is iron oxidization.
ah.
Sandstone is rich in minerals. Red is iron, black is manganese. We'll see yellow and white. Yellow is sulfur, white is silica. So all of those are natural minerals, but no one is allowed to mine any of them because it's a UNESCO site. The Nabateans 2,000 years ago, they knew how to mine. All the coins they have, they were salam. They were made out of bronze and silver, and the chisels they used, they were made out of steel. Okay? Yeah. Are you editing? Ah, this is not yet. I know this one. If you just sit down here at the top of the oven, that would be a nice one. You got it? Yes. Look up. Give me a second. Just keep it fast. So it won't be no. Okay, now. 1, 2, 3. Where's the phone?
It's here.
Start walking toward me from here. See the shape? Before no people come.
Dali, lakad na, bilis.
I'll just
See that
walk.
spot?
Yeah.
Just walk toward me and back to me. Okay?
Bilis. Papunta dito. Come.
Habitants, they wanted to make sure that the water they use is filtered to a certain degree. هلا يا معلم، الله يعطيك العافية. So there are many of those settling tanks along with the channel. Water comes from the top of the mountains after it's collected after rain, settles continues, and that's how they filter it from sand and stones. They use it for irrigation, cleaning, showering, and everything, but not for drinking. This one was for everything, but not for drinking. The one on the right was used only for drinking because it's from the natural springs, which is a drinkable water.
قلنا على تلفونك مو هي.
Just a stone, rectangular stone. The big one on the left, that's called Dushara. He was the god of gods. The small one to him, next to him, is his wife. Her name is Al-Uzza. She was the goddess of fertility. They never showed their gods in human body shape. It was just a stone. They had almost 14 or 15 god and goddess, and all of them looked rectangular, but they used to be based on the sun. Each side had a name and a function. One was for fertility, storms, rain, hunting, and each one had a name and a function.
ها يا ليلي واحد يرجع بصورة واحدة.
Well, this is how the sheep is supposed to look like. This is the thing. And it was done by the Romans. If you look at the stone, they're not done in straight lines, they're done so that they open it up. And that was for gods. The Romans use what? Wagons. So they have two wheels. So if one wheel is stuck, the other one keeps going. And that's how they avoid what? So that's why they did it. They have them.
يعني كيف كسبناه تروح معه بس هدول
Your mic is on.
If you want waiting for you here. Somebody was showing.
رئيس ما يلا غيوس ما تصور منها تصور على من ورا عشان انزل هذا من يصورك بس اسمعي عندي اليمين
Sit down.
المنطقة تشتري تكلف 10 دينار وتطلع مطورة بس لازم يكون معك تعريف 10 دينار يقول 5 كاسة شاي ما كان حدا يقول عليه
ايوه
وين نسوي التليفون؟
خلصتوا؟ فينش؟ هسه شو فينش؟ واحدة ويا انا بعد.
يا جنة
ما صور مع
ليه؟ دريسمو
ليش تأخر؟
Oh my friend, how are you?
انا بدي اجرب اصور masakit sa binti.
Okay. Two.
Traffic.
Do you have a picture?